guys, back from a long hiatus from a bit of content that's been put up. So yeah, like I say, back again for another week. This is a post-race night recap race night. I was a bit lazy with the camera. I forgot to kind of get into it on the race night. We were a bit rushed, like scrutineering and stuff was behind, so kind of race night side of it was, once we got going, it was pretty flat stick from there. So it was our New Zealand Midget Title, probably one of the biggest meetings of the year for us, especially this year being that like the international series wasn't anything. So yeah, it's probably the last crown jewel that we kind of still got to play out. It was the meeting that actually got cancelled halfway through. COVID level 3 lockdown got put in between the Saturday-Sunday meeting, so it actually ended up being a one-night deal for this meeting. Yeah, like I say, so I'll go through the first heat. I forgot to have the camera on in the first heat. Like I said, I was a bit rusty. This is all part of being away for 7 weeks. I'm injured, so like I say, just out of the rhythm a little bit, which is probably one of those things you get unfamiliar. I mean, it was 7 weeks. It's not that long, but you know, there's just little things you miss here and there. And being that it was the biggest meeting of the year, kind of focused probably a lot more effort in other places, unfortunately, which was a big mistake on my part.
On the outside, the 14 of Kenny Roberts. Inside of him, Brett Morris Jr. It's going to be Roberts that gets the nose in front. No, it's taken off him by Mark Williams by the look of it. The green car, that's out of Stratford. He moves up into fourth and then slips back down through the order. Good start too from Peter Honeybell. He's come from a fair way back, came from grid position 6, got one well off the pace on the outside.
I tell you what, Phil, and that's Kenny Roberts in the 14. This is a massive step up, not only in speed of having these faster guys around him, but also these guys played for keeps.
Yeah,
so
he's got an issue of some sort by the look of it. He just can't get a handle on that car. Meantime, out in the front, they're sorting themselves. Meantime, disposing of the 24S, and that's Mark Williams, is the race leader. Checkered flag comes out, and Zach Darm makes a statement here at Lucas Oil Western Spring Speedway. He's saying to
our first heat, we went not too bad. We finished second from grid 6, I think it was. Unfortunately, on lap, I think it was halfway through lap 1. No, halfway through lap 2. I went to use the brake going into turn 3, and it just went straight to the floor. And we actually blew brake fitting off a hose. It came away at the crimp end, so on the diff. So, like I say, I ran no brakes for the rest of that heat. I was like just super lucky because the track was kind of quite hooky and it wasn't smooth, but it was something that you just need to run a little bit of brake just to kind of have the car settled. So, definitely got away super lucky there. Believe it or not, we actually made a few passes. So yeah, I was surprised that we managed to get away with that one so lightly. But yeah, like I say, good heat 1, and we'll roll the video for heat 2, which I actually did have the camera on. Obviously started 7th in Heat 2, finished 5th. So it was not a bad heat. A little bit slow off the start, like just trying to get back into a rhythm. Didn't get the best start out the gate, like kind of in turn 1. Didn't really get an assertive line and kind of got, honestly, I got moved around, but I didn't really put myself in a good position to kind of get in with the race pack and go through. And it took about halfway through the race to kind of get going, which is, it's tough to get a bit of a line with momentum and whatnot to get through. But yeah, we dodged a bit of a bullet. Obviously, Morgan ended up slapping the wall just on the front straightaway, and like I say, we ended up parked up backwards on the front straight. So super lucky that no one clouted us like big time, and that we just got away with a car which had no damage. So super lucky there. Quite often on these New Zealand title type nights, you don't get away with that kind of stuff. Without a doubt, like that could be a championship rule, like something that would just ruin the whole deal right there and then. But got away unscathed there, and actually got our group position back, being that in the championship you're actually allowed your spot back due to SNZ rule, as opposed to just being stopped and all go to the rear that's stopped. So but got lucky there, got the rub of the green, that's for sure. So and finish up 5th. So reasonable haul of points with 2nd and a 5th. So that qualified us 6th for the feature. So where we started, I was pretty happy with. I always kind of have a rough idea. Like if you start at the top 6, which is front 3 rows, you kind of got a shot from there. You don't have to kind of race too hard early to kind of get yourself in a good position, and you're just ahead of the bit of the melee in the mid pack. What happens is quite often, that kind of 8th to 12th gets pretty dicey into turn 1, and without a doubt, you usually find yourself, banging wheels, or just at risk of even just cutting a tyre down, or just having something minor go wrong in the really early stage of the race. So. got off to a good start. Took probably a couple of laps just to get settled in, and then really started to make a bit of a big push. Really started to work on Aaron Hodgson, and just typical, like obviously burnt our luck earlier in the night, and as we just got by him and kind of really stuck the pass for good, yellow came out and he got a spot back. So buried us, it put us on the inside line. I think at that point we got to 4th, but then got put back to 5th. So unfortunately, it seemed like if you're on the outside lane, it would carry more momentum off the start, and then you could kind of flow turn 1 a lot better, which unfortunately ended up balked on that bottom line. I think we dropped another spot there, and then kind of from there the car went a bit funny. I think we were probably just a little bit too free in the end. Like we were good to start, and then just the car, I couldn't really stick the right rear or feel it well. So it made the car a little bit hard to drive, like with confidence wise. Or really backing it in and then laying it into the corner. So just a bit of a shame. Like I guess it all comes with taking 7 weeks off. It's not that I feel like you're rusty and you forget how to drive, but it's you're not on the track. You kind of don't see it developing and feeling how it's developing. I mean, I had it in my head. I thought it was going to still stay a little bit more like tore up and not be as smooth as it did smooth up. So kind of caught me out, and I obviously made a bad judgment call. I ran like 11 psi on the right rear tyre, which was clearly the wrong decision. To be honest, I think I probably almost could have got away with 8 in the end, just with how much it smoothed up and yeah. But hey, it's hindsight. You always kind of look back and go, oh man, we could have done something different. But it is what it is. We kind of locked it in, and that's the decision we chose at the time. Hey, there's a few guys which were real tight off the start, and ended up in crashes because of that. So you say, oh, run 8 psi, but that could have been us in turn 1 crash. So you never know. You roll the dice and you play the cards with what you had, not what you got, what you had. So that's what we had. And in the end, I think we ended up finishing 8th. Kind of, I don't want to say we dropped the anchors out, but we slowed up and kind of just couldn't. We couldn't claw back any time, but we could kind of neutralise. I ended up running the bottom for a good portion of the feature. In the end, I just felt I couldn't hold the momentum. We were slow on entry, being that I couldn't get the right rear to stick. So we'd carry no entry momentum on the top. So kind of rolling the bottom would just, you minimise your yardage and you get away with it that way. So yeah, kind of I've got, like I said, I tried getting back up to the top to just see if something was changing or the bottom was going away, but I think it was more or less just our car had gone off, so and everyone else was just starting to come on. So a bit of a shame in our end, but like I say, it's the honest truth. You can't hide away from it. So something I've tried to do with a lot of the stuff we do on here is just be honest, and when you're good, and you can be happy with it. But you also got to admit when stuff's not right. And I think a big part is actually like admitting when stuff isn't right, because if you just deny and blame this, blame that, oh, bad tyre, whatever it might be, got punted out or something, if you kind of point the finger too much, you kind of you don't end up looking back and doing a bit of a self-evaluation to kind of repair or gain on, what may have gone wrong or what did go wrong for that fact, to be honest. So, yeah, it's, but like I said, after the race, I was a bit gutted, that was for sure. Like potentially we were up in the 4th position, when that yellow came out initially, so I felt like we were pretty good on pace up there, but that tail end of the feature we did drop some pace, so relative result I don't think we would have held 4th. So yeah, a bit of that was tough to swallow, but then again, like I say, coming back from I think it's 7 weeks total since I'd done my last race meeting, so just to hop in and compete with all the guys that we did, kind of just it was a bit of a confidence boost, kind of just like self-reassurance that I guess I've been doing this for 10 years now. It's my 10th year, 10th or 11th season now in midgets. So I feel like you feel young and you're a young guy in the sport, but you look around and you're like, well, you've been there and actually raced a fair bit. It's a decade of midget racing alone, on top of all the other stuff I've done before that. So it's been been a long journey, and it's just been part of it. So yeah, kind of just coming back, obviously, from the injury and getting back into it, I was pretty satisfied that we could just get back in and kind of get back on the pace. So super happy in the end, really. I tried pick out the little bits which we could have improved on. But that's for us to learn on. I hate to say it again, but just we made a mistake, and that's all it was, and probably hurt us a little bit more than what it was. But yes, we'll be back this weekend. We're racing back at the Springs again, so this will be our Barry Butterworth meeting, which is fast from the rear. The format goes, we pick a friend, so the top qualifier on the night usually, or the previous champion usually picks who he wants to start in front of him, and they're on forward, so it actually is it's a true fastest from the back. There's no sandbagging to kind of try and up the front. The fastest guys pick the fastest guys, and I believe it's probably the only real true way to run a fastest from the back feature. So should be some good racing. It's usually run at 40 laps. I'm not too sure whether they're doing a 40 lap for it this year, and they usually put some good money on it too. So it's definitely a good meeting to run, and it is a bit of fun. Can be a bit carnage loaded, but like I say, I think if you're just a bit vigilant and kind of bide your time and just not get too crazy on it, I think like I say, you can actually kind of sneak through and have a good race and a really good run too. But yeah, like I say, just hope to see you guys back at the Springs next weekend.